Hornacek, Polides, Russell, and Malone for Utah. Damon, Steve Smith, Arvydas Sabonis, Scottie Pippen, and Rasheed Wallace, the 5 for the Portland Trail Blazers. These two teams currently holding the longest active playoff qualification streaks. The Blazers have been to the playoffs 18 straight times, and Utah 17. Blazers 59-23 on the regular season. 6 up and 2 down here in the playoffs. And Karl Malone and the Utah Jazz at 55-27, champions of the Midwest Division. But 4-5, they have yet to win a playoff game away from the Delta Center.
Yeah, they're like one of those hitters that says eventually I'm going to get a hit and everything's going to swing in their favor. So they got a couple of nasty streaks staring them in the face. Winless on the road this year, struggling here at either the Memorial Coliseum or the Rose Garden. This has not been an easy place for them to get wins in the playoffs.
We're waiting for the clock to get squared away. It's malfunctioning right now. We mentioned it at the top of the show. Utah has lost 13 straight playoff games in the Rose City, including 0-6 here at the Rose Garden. And the last time Utah won a playoff game in Portland, it was 1988.
Well, they're 3 seconds from getting everything synced up, and now they look like they got them all squared away. And so we got 12 minutes in the first quarter. Crowd a little slow because it's an early start and filling up their seats. But before the quarter's over, Pete, this place is going to be rocking, which means you'll be levitating somewhere. So we'll get some anchors and hold you down. All right, sounds good. As you would expect, tonight's ball game sold out. Every home playoff game in the history of the Portland Trail Blazers has been sold out. Glad you're with us along the Blazers Television Network. John Stockton and the Utah Jazz, the first possession. And immediately to Karl Malone. Hornacek on the move, but Pippen there to cut him off. Shot clock at 7. Hornacek's catch and shoot rattles off. Arvydas the rebound. Scottie Pippen out of the double. Steve Smith, the Blazers' leading scorer against Utah. In fact, the leading scorer in these NBA playoffs 2000. Well, they have a mismatch with Arvydas Sabonis against Russell. They don't see him. Pippen pressing the advantage as he felt he had a mismatch, and a loose ball foul called against Arvydas Sabonis. Coming over the top of Russell, who was in between, and Arvydas feeling he could clearly get to the ball first. Pippen squeezes off the shot. Now watch the position of Sabonis. He's going to come over the back, and it's an easy call for the official to make. Hugh Hollins, Ted Bernhardt, and Bennett Salvatore, the 3 officials as assigned by the NBA. Ron Russell against Steve Smith. Rasheed came to double. Malone the miss. And Arvydas and Scottie Pippen crashing into the scorer's table. It'll be Utah basketball as Arvydas' outlet a little too long. Well, Russell thinks this is going to go out of bounds, and this is Pippen's complaint. Now watch the little hip right there. They're both out of bounds, and he gets a little pop right into the scorer's table. But this is not going to be a game for the weak or the faint. You're going to have to play, and you're going to have to play through some bad calls and certainly some bad moments at both ends of the floor. Pippen all the way to the rim. And maybe that little pop is what Pippen needed, because he was very aggressive in that push, and he was thinking score all the way. Pippen, who averaged a little under 20 points per game in the first round, at 8.8 here against Utah. And Ted Bernhardt with a whistle and a foul, I believe, against Steve Smith. Pippen had only one thing on his mind after he got the ball, and that was attack, and he was unhindered, went coast to coast for an easy 2. Shot clock is 14 for Utah. Hornacek. Jazz need a hoop. I mean, you know, for them, they can't go through one of those drives where they don't score the ball, spend a lot of time shooting a lot of jump shots. That's what put them under the gun in all of the games here. Stoudemire with the miss. Damon on a run, got caught under the rim. And Karl Malone with the first Utah basket of the night. You know, when you played a team so many times, you know what they do well. Sometimes you have to do something you don't do very well. The Jazz don't like to do a lot of running, but they may have to turn into a running team to get scores. And Portland may have to do a lot more running than they'd like against the Utah Jazz as well.
Rasheed against the double team, a little short. Hornacek will retire after the season is over. It could be as early as tonight. Malone on the face-up jumper. Steve Smith the rebound. And the Blazers showing a lot of offensive aggressiveness as Steve Smith. It would have counted had it gone. It did not. And John Stockton whistled for his first foul.
Bewildered look on Stockton's face. Where's the foul? If I'm going to foul him, let me get him good. Steve Smith, a little hesitation. He rises right over the top of Stockton. Stockton still disagreeing.
There you see Steve at 92.3 from the free throw line. 6 of 9 Sunday afternoon. Those were his first 3 misses of the postseason as you get a look from the 800.com Slam Cam. 800.com bringing you electronics and more. Talk about Steve Smith as a model of consistency, the only Blazer player to score in double figures in all playoff games. Ryan Russell, Steve Smith on him.
What they didn't get a lot of and have not been able to get a lot of early is anything inside going to the hoop. Wallace picks up the foul, not happy with the call.
Ted Bernhardt has made every foul call in tonight's ballgame, and he's angered everybody every time he's blown the whistle. Mailman rimming out, and Steve Smith aggressive on the glass. Pippen against Malone, who are the NBA's all-time top 50.
Early in the ballgame, Portland not recognizing when they have mismatches. They had that one early, and Russell came by and tipped it away.
Blazers coughed it up 17 times on Sunday, giving up 18 points. Golden Colonies keeps it live, and Utah will get a fresh shot clock.
And remember Kerry Sloan said in the game in which he felt that's as well as anybody played against him, the Jazz couldn't get anything going to the hoop. That is their first basket going in the direction of the hoop. Karl Malone has both hoopers.
Arvydas Sabonis ducked out of the way, did not want to pick up his second foul. Just about 4 minutes gone by first quarter. Wallace against Malone. No double comes, and the mailman hacks at it. And Ted Bernhardt says it's out of bounds and is getting an earful from the Portland fans.
All right, now, if you're talking about championship play and championship players, Rasheed Wallace is going to have to adjust his mind right now, which he hasn't done.
Pippen. His three is through.
Rasheed has gotten himself into a thing with the officials, and he's going to have to play through. Portland needs him to play well tonight. He's going to get a few of those whack downs by Karl Malone, and if he lets that bother him, then it's going to be a long night for Wallace.
Golden Colonies. He did a lot of talking between games, and he knocks down the jump hook.
Well, that's his shot. I mean, if you can get him that shot right there and get him going, then he's going to be tough to handle.
Russell rakes it away from Pippen. Blazers will keep 17 to shoot.
If you show the ball early against the Utah Jazz, these guys play good hands defense. They'll slap the ball away. Pippen had the same thing happen as Wallace did.
Damon looking to work the lane. Arvydas can't finish. Damon set him up, but Savas off the mark. Hornacek to the deck, and a foul called against Scottie Pippen.
A little hesitation. Pippen knew that he tripped him up. Their feet got tangled up with one of those unintentional things, but as he started to move his foot, caved him in.
Blazers with 14 fouls. Utah with 1.
Well, if you're the Jazz, you got to be thinking, get the ball inside, get it to the rim. Nice play, Pippen. Stockton tripped.
And no call. Pippen the steal. Let's see if the Blazers can get something out of it. Steve Smith. Blazers up 3. Stockton over Stoudemire. Blazers looking to run at every opportunity. Damon throws up an air ball. Got the contact from Stockton. Was hoping for a foul. And it did not come. Hornacek loose in the middle, and that's 2 fouls on Rasheed Wallace. Timeout on the floor. 6:08 to go first quarter. Blazers up 3.
Just telling the fellas is this. Guys, we're wasting really good possessions down on our offensive end. We've got to get into the flow more. We've got to take care of the ball better. No wasted possessions from here till the end of the first quarter and then some. And then he starts drawing up the plays, and hopefully the guys will follow those to a T. Boys?
All right, Ann, thank you very much. That sign making reference to the basketball that Craig Ostertag kicked into the upper deck during the regular season. Utah, 3 more shots on goal, but neither team shooting well as Brian Grant makes his first appearance of the night. And it was his presence in the second half, that, and particularly in the fourth quarter, that nearly pulled it out for the Blazers.
Well, with Wallace nicked up with a couple of fouls, he's going to get a chance to get out on the floor, get rolling, and that's the kind of time that he needs, and see if he can come back and play as well as he did on Sunday. This game right now is a lot like game 1 in that neither team is shooting the ball well early, and yet the game is close. Slow, he would like it this way, and maybe they'll get a break in the fourth quarter, but, you know, in the games that Portland has not shot the ball well, it's been a late fourth quarter surge that's been able to get them to win.
Hornacek with a pair there. Coming into tonight's ball game, he was 6 of 9 from the free throw line, and that's well below what you would expect from him. He shot 95% from the line during the regular season. Jazz within 1. Sabas against Colonies. OP blocked it, and the Jazz take it away.
Now, Sabonis showed that ball way too early and put it right in the hands of Colonies. He's having a tough time adjusting right now.
Hornacek working against Pippen. Clock's at 9. Malone against Brian Grant. Stockton. And Utah has the lead.
This is an easier matchup for Malone, and that's going to force a double team. With Wallace, they don't give the double team. He becomes a perimeter player. If you double team, other people get involved. Stockton, first 2.
Steve Smith against Hornacek. Pippen's open. It's a 3, but that one well off the mark. Malone the rebound. Pippen back in transition defense against Brian Russell. 5-minute mark, first quarter. Stockton against Stoudemire. Now Malone.
See how the ball is moving much freer for the Utah Jazz. Offensive foul, Russell.
Brian Russell the charge. Pippen stood in.
Pippen got a break that time. He was still sliding on that collision.
But the fact that Russell lowered the shoulder probably helped Scotty get the call. Blazers looking for the lead. Turnover story even.
Stockton with the foul. Hornacek put his hand up, but it was actually Stockton came back, so they saved Stockton from getting 2.
Hornacek with 1.
There's one thing about the Jazz. They always know when somebody's in foul trouble, and they will always try to protect that guy. You'll see hands go up very quickly. Guy might not even be anywhere in the neighborhood.
Howard Isley out of Boston College in Stockton's place. Clock's at 4. Steve Smith. Golden Colonies there for the rebound.
Isley's a guy they've got 0 from, and you know, if he's going to do well, it's going to be at the start of this ball game, first time around for Isley.
Karl Malone, Steve Smith doubled, and he was hoping for a jump ball, but he'll get picked up, or he will pick up, I should say, his second foul.
Right now, the Jazz have the game in their favor. A slow-down game. Portland reacting to ball movement. Steve Smith reaches across, gets both the arms of Malone. Von Duel's in the game.
15th foul against the Blazers. They are over the limit. Malone shooting into the balloon-filled background. Misses the first. Bonzi Wells, who's had a good series against the Jazz, is in for Steve Smith. You are allowed 10 seconds, and Malone will use all of that and more.
They don't call that.
No, they're not going to call it, but technically it is a violation. From the time the official hands you the basketball, you have 10 seconds to shoot. Pippen gets a screen. Scottie Pippen.
2 plays were scored for Portland, 7 1/4 for Scottie Pippen. Steve Smith has the other 4.
Malone over Brian Grant.
Malone has lined it up. As I said before, it won't be an 8-point game for him. I mean, he's going to keep shooting tonight. Got 7 here.
He had 50 in the first game against Seattle. Scottie with a fake. Gets it back and knocks it down again. Scottie Pippen was the leading Blazer in scoring and rebounding against Minnesota. And he's looking to do some of that same magic here tonight against Utah. And Scottie with his second steal. Feeding Damon. Scottie Pippen, the leading assist maker for the Blazers in this series at 4.5.
Isley has been a walking turnover and having trouble with his decisions, had trouble getting anything on that pass, and that's the reason that Pippen was able to pick it up and start that break.
And another thing that you pointed out, Isley liked to pound the dribble for a long time as Hornacek gets a crier to fall. All even at 15, all even in the paint at 4 aside. Scottie's feeling it, but can't convert there. Hornacek, the rebound.
And the Jazz have kept Portland basically a perimeter team and given them one shot.
Offensive foul on the Jazz. Blazer ball when we come back. 2:11 to go. And Russell, the offensive foul. And so the Blazers get it back.
Pippen got fired up when he got knocked into the front row of the scorer's table, and from that point on really became aggressive and looking for scoring opportunities. Unfortunately for the Trailblazers, he's on target. He's got 9 1/4 in a ball game which features only 15 points.
Brian Grant got hit from behind by Quincy Lewis and no call. Quincy Lewis, the rookie out of Minnesota, wearing number 20. He is into the ballgame for the first time tonight. As you see, Scottie has spread the floor effectively tonight. Blazers will keep it with 10 to shoot. Bonzi Wells against Hornacek. Bonzi will take him to the rim. And Damon rips it away from Isley. Damon sensed an opening. Pippen against the rookie Lewis, and Scottie draws the contact. Lewis, a 6'7" rookie out of Minnesota. Good raw athletic skills, but no match for Pippen.
Well, he didn't move his feet. He went for that pump fake, and if Pippen's going to beat you from outside, then you got to live with that. But don't let him drive inside and get the foul. Sabonis gets his first 2 of the night.
Connecting over Polynice. The foul against Lewis was the 4th team foul against Utah. So the Blazers will shoot 1 plus the penalty next time around.
Multiple possessions that time is what got Portland that score.
Hornacek.
The runner is good.
Tightly contested first quarter throughout as we play the final minute of the first from the Rose Garden. Sabonis, the outside touch from the big fella. Lewis had 6 on Sunday. He's got 4 here in the first. Hornacek. And Jeff Hornacek, shooting 44% for the series, is hot tonight with 8.
Now, this is a lot like game 3 over there, in which Hornacek got into the ball game, and when he gets into the ball game, he becomes a problem, and they weren't able to nick him up with any fouls, so he's got 8. Take a lot of pressure off Karl Malone from having to do all the chores, and if you're the Jazz, you're saying, we're in great shape. The ball game is tied. We got the final possession of the quarter.
3-second difference between the two clocks. Isley with 5.6 to go in the quarter. The Jazz up by 2. Pippen looking to fix that. Nowhere to go, and blocked as the quarter comes to an end. Quincy Lewis blocks it, and the Utah Jazz feeling good about themselves. They'll take a 2-point lead of the second quarter. 21-19 Jazz. Hornacek is trying to postpone the retirement party.
First quarter actually went to the Utah Jazz. After a slow shooting start, they heated up and posted a better number than the Trailblazers. They did a good job of keeping Portland basically out on the perimeter, shooting under pressure. So Portland in the second quarter has to change that. They have to be more aggressive, move the ball quicker, and be more attacking at the rim. And they've got to stay out of it with the officials. So the first quarter is the way the Jazz want it, and this is the first time in this series that they've even had a good feeling about their effort in the first quarter.
Fans, reminder that Portland Fire individual game tickets, including opening night May 31st against the defending champion Houston Comets, are on sale now, starting as low as $5 a seat. Visit the Rose Quarter ticket office, any Ticketmaster location, or call 224-4400 today to get in the hot seats. And Shots, what's cooking?
Pete, thanks so much. You know, it's really interesting to stand by the Blazer huddle when they're talking over plays and whatnot. Dunleavy is such a picture of calm, and I think everyone would pretty much expect that. But what's great is that he really takes the players' input into consideration. It's more of a discussion instead of Dunleavy just diagramming play after play after play. They talk about it, they get into each other's heads, and I think that helps the communication. Guys?
Greg Anthony into the ball game for the first time tonight. Congratulations to Greg and his wife, Crystal Savas, to the rim and to the line for a 3-point chance.
Armand Gilliam hit with the foul, and this is a team that Portland's going to get control of the ball game. This is a unit that's going to do it. It's a small team. Malone is really the primary scorer out on the floor. 2 small guards, and Isley, Jacques Vaughn. Armand Gilliam can give him some pop, but he has not been given much freedom from Jerry Sloan in the series.
Sabonis, a 3-point play. The Blazers the lead. Cole Hinton Anthony born to Greg and his wife Crystal last night about 6 o'clock in the evening. Mother and son are doing fine. Bonzi Wells rips off the rebound. Greg off the acceleration and nowhere to go with the pass.
Surprisingly, in game 1, Jacques Vaughn was very good. Quincy Lewis has been stuck on that 3-point line for most of the season in a flat shot as a result.
Pippen against Isley. There's a mismatch. Gilliam comes on the double. Grant against Malone. A little too anxious. Jacques Vaughn looking to spot up. Instead goes to Gilliam, who will score and draw the foul against Brian Grant.
Tough completion for Gilliam because he barely got control of the basketball. Spotted him, went up, and a crowd was losing control of the ball on the way up, but got it to go down. So the Hammer has a chance to strike early.
Blazers looking to regain the lead. Bonzi wants it against Howard Isley. And the Blazers clear the baseline. Quincy Lewis the rebound.
The Jazz are trying to do is get a commitment quickly from who's ever got the ball offensively and then try to rebound it, and they're getting Bonzi to shoot over the top. All right, he's looking for some moves. He wants a shot.
Sabonis swiped at it. Gilliard's fadeaway rattles off. Blazers have had plenty of opportunities. Scotty on the attack and knocked to the deck. Quincy Lewis will pick up the foul.
Spinning again, and the problem for Quincy Lewis is he's not quite moving his feet quick enough. If he would move his feet just a little bit faster, he'd be able to cut that baseline drive off of Pippen. Pippen out of the ball game, Detlef Schrempf in. Polynice back in. Karl Malone went out of the ball game. So now you've got one score out there, and that means Portland's really got to dig down defensively, make everything for the Jazz come under pressure.
Brian Grant against Gilliam, and Gilliam pokes it away from behind. Jacque Vaughn attacking the rim. Polynice missed on the tip. Bonzi with the hustle play. Isley waits for numbers. Greg missing the three. The crowd here at the Rose Garden ready to explode had it gone down. But Utah still with a one-point lead, and Bonzi Wells a frustration foul as timeout is called. 9:28 to go, second quarter. Blazers down one.
With this unit that they have out on the floor, unless they're going to get layups. So Portland has a real good chance to squeeze them and get control of the quarter. 9:28 to go, and shots.
Hey, thanks, Snapper. You know, it's kind of a revisited message from Dunleavy. He's not pleased at all about the fact that his guys are, once again, wasting possessions. He feels this is his unit that can really take advantage of Utah's five out there and really get after it, so he wants to play smarter basketball. Fellas?
Rasheed Wallace and Steve Smith both return to the Blazer lineup, both carrying two fouls. Isley blocked by Brian Grant.
Well, there's no question that this unit in black for the Jazz has trouble scoring, and if you just take your time, you're going to be okay. Second opportunity for Grant and the Trailblazers. Tough shot.
Greg Anthony trying to put up the teardrop. Vaughn feeding Quincy Lewis.
That's where they can get a score, on the break. And if that's all that unit does, they will change the complexion of the game for Jerry Sloan and run the ball.
Clock at 7 for Rasheed Wallace against Olden Polynice. Rasheed with the rim, and score! And he'll go to the line for a three-point chance.
Patience by Rasheed Wallace, and he's able to get the good body position. And watch, Polynice gives away half the body, and that gets him in trouble. And then trying to play down with the hands like most of the Jazz will do, give Wallace a chance for a three-point play.
John Stockton returns in place of Jacque Vaughn.
Well, you know, the unit that's out there now was the unit that stayed close in game one. You know, we're able to get back in down. So Portland had a 10-point advantage, keep it around 4. The starters never were able to get into the game. They were at least able to keep the lead. Anthony the foul.
Leaning in against John Stockton. Greg's first. 3-team fouls aside here with 8:28 to go in the second quarter.
What I don't like right now is the Trailblazers are spending too much time looking at the officials. Another deep shot from Lewis.
Here's Steve Smith and Isley tangle, and Isley picks up the foul, and Isley with angry words for referee Ted Bernhardt.
Well, Isley knows there's only one way that he can play against the bigger guards. He's got to be able to put a body on him, be able to slide him out. They're not allowing you to play that way. An easy call to make.
Schrempf against Quincy Lewis, and another foul off the ball, and again it's Isley.
See, Isley's not letting Steve Smith run, so he gets in the way. Smith keeps trying to move, and they call him impeding. So, you know, again, Isley's got to get ground, get out of the way, and he's trying to do what you were able to do a year ago against big guards, and That's keep a body on him, keep him from getting that spot.
The free throw line has been key in this series. The Blazers have attempted 35 more than Utah and made 24 more. And the Blazers, because that was the 5th team foul against the Jazz in the quarter, the Blazers will shoot free throws the rest of the way. 8 minutes and 10 seconds left in the first half.
Now, with that number being given, Portland's got to think inside, move, and attack the rim, get to the free throw line. Don't become a perimeter team and let that advantage go to waste.
Eisley looking to shake and bake against Steve Smith. Shrimp there to clear the glass. Blazers up 2 thanks to Steve Smith's free throws. Again, he works against Eisley. Brian Grant slashing to the rim. The kind of thing that will ignite the Blazers and their fans. And Jerry Sloan says, let's try to stop this 7-0 Blazer run. Timeout, Utah. Blazers have rallied to go up 4.
It looks like this, guys. Dunleavy very happy with the last couple of possessions in terms of ball movement. Pippen got right into Grants here and said, Brian, stay aggressive. Use that quick move to the hoop. Nobody can stop you when you do that, as evidenced by that dunk off the Smitty pass. And I'll tell you, it's great having Greg Anthony here. Just had that baby boy last night, his wife did. And he's got that hospital bracelet underneath his wristband. Needs to keep that baby on in order to hold the baby. Hospital policy, guys. Back to you.
All right, Andy, thank you very much. Malone, a double clutch. And Greg Anthony, crowd papa with the rebound. Greg was quiet against Minnesota, but in this series, he's been a Tiger. Dittless 3, well off the mark. Stopped in the rebound. He'll crank up a 3. And Stockton in the series 1 of 10 from downtown.
Well, Stockton was reading the game situation. He left it wide open, but he never got that one above the rim.
20 to the scorer's table, getting ready to check in. Blazers with a 4-point lead, their largest. Shrimp fighting his way to the rim. Russell the rebound. Here come the Jams.
If you're the Jazz, you should try to stay aggressive through Karl Malone. Wallace is on him. He's got 2 personal fouls, and you want to get Wallace out of the ball game. Heisley comes out. Hornacek back in. The Jazz, only 2 field goals here in the quarter after shooting 53%. They're now down in the 30 with the Trailblazers.
So they're back with their starting lineup. The team
6 on the clock.
got them the lead. Hornacek to miss. Brian Grant on the glass.
Last 3 shots for the Jazz have all been jumpers and deep jumpers. And Portland's been able to control them with 1 shot and out.
Smith against Hornacek. Stockton on the double. Greg's open from 3. Both teams shooting under 40%. Malone looking to wheel and deal with 10 on the clock. Russell hits the 3.
Russell gets into the scoring column with that 3-pointer. First in for him. He just nicked up the foul trouble. So of all of the people that can shoot threes and is the most dangerous for them in that situation, Brian Russell's the guy to watch.
Scottie Pippen getting ready to check in. Whistle against Utah. It's an illegal defense. First call against the Jazz in the ball game, so the Blazers will get it back with 14 to shoot. Pippen in, Shrimp out for Portland. Scottie came out aggressive early, scored 9 in the first. Scottie's 3. Alanis, the rebound. Jazz looking for the lead. Russell thought about the three, stepped inside the line, and knocks down the two. So Brian Russell has scored 5 straight, and Utah has come from 4 down to grab the lead. Brian Grant wants it against Polynice. Blazers turn it over.
The Jazz like to get deflections, and that time they got one. Russell looking for 3 in a row. Now, guys, he gets a 3-pointer.
It was offline, but it rattled down the well. And Utah, riding the strength of Brian Russell, has moved out in front. 33-29. Blazers call time. Utah has responded with 8 straight, and those coming from flying Brian Russell.
It only takes one player to keep you in a ball game. And Brian Russell had been on the bench, finally got into the ball game with his first 3. You can see how much room they're giving Russell. And, even though he was a little hesitant to release, 3 in a row for him. And the Jazz are back in the ball game.
Russell shooting 38% in the series. And 3 of 5 tonight, including 1 from downtown. Arvydas Sabonis returns for the Blazers, so he's out there with Rasheed Wallace, Scottie Pippen, Steve Smith, and Greg Anthony.
The game has the same kind of offensive rhythm that it had in the first period where the Jazz shot poorly. Then they got a roll at the end of the period to increase their percentage, and Portland stayed poor throughout. So after getting that little lead, Portland struggled. They get away with the push on Karl Malone. Right in the back of Wallace. They get a turnover out of it.
Bennett Salvatore looked right at it. Decided for whatever reason not to blow his whistle, but Malone got away with one. Blazers take it back.
Trying to come back to Russell, they lose it.
Greg Anthony in traffic has it knocked out of bounds, so the Blazers retain possession, 20 to shoot.
You watch the play right here as he gets him right in the back as he goes up in the air, gets away with the push.
Damon Stoudemire in for Greg Anthony.
But, in an elimination game, you got to eliminate your opponents. You can't just hope that they're going to lay down for you. So Portland's got to really assert themselves and take control of the game. 5.25 for Sabonis.
Sabonis 9 on the night, so he's outscoring Polynice 9-2. OP against the double. Rasheed knocked it away. Scottie was calling for it. Steve Smith. Chavez in the post. Good ball movement, but Russell is there to deflect it out of bounds. 11 to shoot.
I'm always amazed when I see Russell, how much room he can cover going forward and sideways at the same time. His body was going this way, arm went out, got a piece of the ball. 9 on the clock for Pippen.
Rasheed wants it against Malone. Chavez. And Scottie's there to track down the miss.
Good play by Wallace to come out of the post to try to get the ball inside, but they double up on Pippen.
Stockton was there, had the mismatch, but off the double, Blazers swing it. Steve Smith missing from 3. Blazers have had a lot of open looks from 3. They've shot the 3 very well in this series, but not tonight.
Malone has not been looking to score since that one quick jump shot. They got to get him in the game. Hornacek with a miss. Saved by Malone to the Trailblazers.
And Malone in the crowd, so the Blazers with a man advantage until Karl gets down the other way. Scottie. And the Blazers falling in love with the long ball and not connecting.
Watch Malone.
Russell trailing, and it's out of bounds, and they're going to give it to Utah. Mike Dunleavy lobbying Bennett Salvatore, but Tim Bernhardt had the call, and Bennett said, I didn't have a good look, so I'm not going to say anything.
Well, what Bennett Salvatore said, when I asked him about the New York shot, and he was one of the officials there, he said there's no either or in the playoffs. You either did or you didn't.
Stockton sent to the deck.
Bernhardt and Wallace into it, and Ted gives him that one more look, which means that the next conversation is going to result in some sort of technical foul. Foul goes against Stoudemire. Stoudemire trying to soften Ted Bernhardt's temperament a little bit.
And Bernhardt did cross Rasheed in a game at Phoenix, and the Blazers rally to win without Rasheed Wallace, as Stockton converts the first. Stockton rattles home a pair, and the Utah lead is 4.
They should pass the ball ahead. All I had to do was throw it up. The one-man press, so you got an advantage. But the Jazz and Olin Polynice accomplish what they want. Make Portland take a lot of time off the clock, 8 on the clock.
Pippen missing from 3. Crowd uneasy here at the Rose Garden.
Well, an offense that was fluid is not so fluid now. Russell in the quarter for Ryan Russell.
And Utah a 6-point lead. Pippen connects from outside.
First 2 of the quarter for Pippen, so he's at 11 and in double figures.
Points at a premium tonight. Polynice, that jump hook is there for Olin Polynice.
When he can catch it and make one step, that's a good rhythm shot for him. 4 points on the night for Polynice.
Steve Smith looking to attack, and the Blazers turn it over. 8 against the Blazers in the first half, and 5 in the quarter.
Wallace, they want to protect him. Don't get another foul. Mike Dunleavy's yelling sub all over the place, trying to make sure that Steve Smith doesn't get another foul as well. So he's going to come out of the ball game. Detlef Schrempf will come in.
Both Steve Smith and Rasheed Wallace picked up 2 early, but avoided further foul difficulty here in the second quarter. Utah has taken a 2-point lead at the quarter and made it 6. Utah retains possession. 10 difference between the two clocks. 16 to shoot. Hornacek against Pippen. Polynice says, I'm going to take the jumper. There's no spin on that. The mailman with a fadeaway.
Probably too quick, but Jerry Sloan will take the result. Portland gets a final possession.
Utah, its largest lead of the night at 8. Sabonis
got the ball stuck on his hip. And he started to come up, and the ball got stuck on his leg.
Hornacek with a good defensive play to tie him up.
Started to move, and watch the ball get stuck right there. Can't get it up. Can't get it up. And, he's hoping he was able to draw the foul, but the call will go in favor of a jump ball. 20-second timeout. Portland uses theirs. We're going to lose it anyway.
3 seconds to go in the half, and Mike Dunleavy wants to make sure that if the Blazers control the tap, they get something positive out of this 20-second timeout, brought to you by Jiffy Lube. And the Blazers at one point in this quarter led it by 4, but Brian Russell with 10 points here in the second has helped Utah carve out an 8-point lead.
Well, the Jazz are trying to do like the Philadelphia 76ers, force the game 6 back in their building. 76ers at the break had a huge lead and felt a lot more comfortable than the Utah Jazz, but the Jazz have to feel very comfortable about the pace of the game and the fact that they've been able to control Portland defensively, keep them primarily a jump shooting team for the first 24 minutes of play.
And a jump shooting team is all right, but right now the Blazers, 13 of 39 from the floor, so exactly 33%.
Well, I mean, when you're a jump shooting team, that's what can happen to you. You know, you get stuck out on the perimeter, and then you get stuck missing shots against the clock, and then everybody starts to feel a little tight about needing a hoop. So if you're Portland, what you're trying to do is tap ahead, get a score. You know, if you're the Jazz, you want this tip to come back in the direction of Scottie Pippen so that they can use some time. Padgett steals it.
Padgett inserted into the ball game for the jump ball, steals it, and a big first half for the Jazz. 41-33, Utah. Blazers were the first to start the third.
Turned it over. Good idea, but the pass was a little bit too low, right off the foot of Rasheed Wallace. But you see the Jazz doubled up on the double team, and Portland made the right decision, couldn't complete the play. Now Portland with some pressure.
20,043 here at the Rose Garden tonight, the 89th consecutive sellout of a playoff game in the city of Portland. And there have been 89 playoff games. Malone across the lane, blocked by Rasheed. Blazers with numbers.
Fortunate save. Pippen just got the ball. Wallace was so far out in front, he was able to regain control and get him that hoop.
Steve, as a player, is there such a thing as trying too hard?
Sure. I mean, you know, the key to playing well is always to stay loose and relaxed, and if you don't, then you're going to struggle. And that's what Wallace is nicked up, and it looks like he's going to come out of the ball game.
Blazers will burn a 20-second timeout here. Just 54 seconds into the second half. Rasheed scored the basket. He will go to the locker room. And you see Dr. Tom Reese there as Rasheed heads to the locker room. So Jay Jensen will check on Rasheed. Brian Grant will come in. This 20-second timeout brought to you by Jiffy Lube, and Ann Schatz will keep us updated on the medical condition of Rasheed Wallace.
Hopefully it's something that just requires retaping, but right at the end, Wallace looked like he came down on the ankle or the knee and jammed it and came out of that play grimacing. It was almost a no-contact play, and maybe because he's not warm, he felt the shock a little bit more.
Pippen takes Russell into the post. Scottie Pippen has that look on his face as he's got 13. Blazers within 6.
Trying to find Karl Malone. They do. Couldn't control the catch.
Arvidas blocked it, and a tripping foul is called.
Brian Grant on the floor. They finally get the ball into Malone deep, and Grant will go down, and the ball comes at them out of this. Oh, you can see he got knocked off of his feet right there, Karl Malone.
And the fans seeing it on the big screen. And Malone to the line for 2 free throws.
Well, they've been able to keep Karl Malone off the free throw line tonight. You know, when we were in Utah, we did game 3. Malone had a feast at the free throw line, went there, double figures. He only had 2 in the first half, gets the first one and the second one to dance in.
On average in the series, Malone has been to the line 10 times. And again, you have 10 seconds to shoot it. And he took all 10 seconds and a little extra, and a pair for Malone. And it's back to an 8-point lead. Pippen feeding Brian Grant, and Brian fouled on the move to the rim, and it's on Karl Malone.
Big forearm in the back, and the first time that Malone gets caught and called for that foul. A wry smile from Malone. 14 on the clock for Portland.
Damon Chavez kept it live, but it's Malone to pull it off. Russell against Pippen. Now Hornacek. Here come the Blazers. Steve Smith to the rim and in. He'll go to the line for a three-point chance.
Early offense is what got Steve Smith this try. There was no setup, a quick push. Pippen looked like he was going to shoot it, found him, dumped it inside. So Steve Smith has a chance for a three-point play.
Steve Smith converts the three-point play. Blazers within 5. They led by 4 early second quarter. Damon nearly a steal.
Good defensive pressure. The Jazz got a lucky break. Damon Stoudemire will get called for the foul. And shots. The story on Rasheed Wallace.
Thanks, Snapper. Report is just a bruised left quad. That's it. I mean, obviously, you guys know that's smarts, but just a bruised left quad. Rasheed will return. He's still back in the locker room, but he'll be back in this game as well. Fellas?
All right. Foul against Damon Stoudemire is his second. Team fouls even at 2 aside.
Well, the story with all bruises is you got to stay warm. So if you can come back and stay warm, you'll be able to play through. You'll feel it tomorrow. Malone coming to the rim. And one.
Malone attacking the rim. Took it strong at Arvydas Sabonis. And it is Sabonis' foul, his second.
Malone has not had many baseline seams or drives, and he was able to get by Sabonis, who was looking for some help, as he took him that way to close the baseline off to get there. Not at all. Malone, a chance for a three-point play.
Utah now 7 of 10 from the free throw line. Also with the deflection, Scotty on the regather. Steve Smith in traffic through the lane.
Russell covers a lot of ground, and you know he was in the passing lane, able to get his hands on it, stopped him wide open.
And Utah is making every play and hitting every open man as Rasheed Wallace looks on. Blazers down 9. Largest lead of the night for Utah. And again, turnovers a problem. Scotty to the rim.
Pippen's job is to keep the Trailblazers close right now while they find some sort of offensive rhythm. And he's attacking the basket, which is good.
Stockton nowhere to go. Malone over Sabonis. Pippen the rebound. Blazers looking to make it a 5-point game or less. Scotty's 3. Russell the rebound.
And what Portland isn't doing is getting back. And so they're getting beat at this end of the floor. On the break, Malone, 6 1/4, finishes out.
Minutes into the third quarter. Sabonis against Paladis. 9 to shoot for Sabonis. Against the double. Sabonis.
Big effort by Sabonis, fighting a lot of defensive traffic. Able to squeeze that one off.
Arvydas with 11. The Blazers doing business in the paint. It's been the perimeter that has been tough for them tonight. Rasheed Wallace jogging at the scores table in front of us. Scotty got the block. Blazers the basketball. Utah got away with a foul. Pippen gets called for a travel.
Wallace back in. Graham will go down. Tough for Graham after having a great game, not able to get into this one. And a lot of it has to do with the fact he's not been able to stay out on the floor.
Stockton at 38 years old. Malone at 36. Hornacek at 37. Facing elimination, down 3-1 in the series. 3-second call against Utah. Colonies camped in the lane. Timeout, Portland, 6:56 to go, third quarter. Blazers trail the Jazz. It's 51-44 in the third quarter.
Out. Mike Dunleavy telling the guys this. Okay, fellas, remember, we are going to play an in and out game. We've got to look to go inside of the post before we start thinking about jacking up the outside Jays. He's also talking about the importance of transition defense. He doesn't want to let Utah run the floor like Malone has been doing the last couple of possessions. Those have been some of the key things that Dunleavy's trying to get across to the guys. It's got to happen on both ends of the floors, fellas.
All right, Ian, thank you very much. Blazers shooting well this quarter. But let's take a look at the Jazz.
The Jazz have been able to move the ball against the reacting defense, and that looked a lot like Portland had the Utah Jazz in game 2 and 3, where the Jazz were reacting to ball movement and never getting there in time. And when they can get Malone driving the ball to the bucket, then they know they have control of the game. So Portland has to have patience. I mean, they're looking at the scoreboard, and I think they're sensing a little bit of pressure about they got to close this game out here today. What they've got to do is play their game, and if they do, they'll end up getting the closure. If they don't, then they're going to succumb to the Utah Jazz's attitude, because they've faced elimination before. They know what it's like to be playing one more game, and all they can do is play one game at a time.
Damon hitting the three. Shot clock winding down. Damon knocks down a tray. Blazers within 4. But on the night, just the second Blazer three, and in between, a boatload of misses.
Down on the clock, they're looking for Malone. Can't find it.
He's got it against Rasheed. Colonies took a walk in the park, scored, and they'll go to the line.
Well, it's happened for Portland. It'll happen for any team. If you cut to the basket against the defensive pressure, how many people are going to be able to cover one guy as Pippen reaches in and grabs Colonies a chance for a three-point play? Chances of a three-point play. Swim for Colonies. Oh! That's like the Larry Johnson three. Did he call bang? Easy feet. Easy. Come on back.
Colonies now 2 of 4 from the free throw line in the playoffs. Arvydas looking to reverse it. He'll go to the line for 2 free throws.
Good idea by Sabonis. He realized nobody was guarding him. He's standing underneath the basket, close to out of bounds. Well, why not come out the other side?
Colonies says, who me?
Now look at the position of Sabonis. Oh, nobody's guarding me.
For Colonies, his second foul.
Well, as bad as Colonies was, so was Sabonis, a shooter, almost didn't get it to the rim. He was really upset with himself after that free throw.
So 1 of 2 for Arvydas. Jazz at 45% for the game. The Blazers at 40%. Ron Russell, who had the hot second quarter. Stockton with the clock at 8, finds a double team.
Malone. Big quarter for Malone going 8 in the quarter.
17 on the night to lead all scores. Rasheed, a quick move to the rim.
Now Malone's going to give that up. He's going to try to stay out of bounds on him and make sure he stays around for the fourth quarter while it's too deep.
Sabonis comes out to double against Stockton. Colonies. And Sabonis the rebound. Pippen against Hornacek. No double team yet. Pippen with Hornacek right in his face. Sabas Malone. Out of bounds to Utah.
Sabonis, they both tip, and Malone had the last controlling effort and knocked it off of Sabonis.
Malone ends up in the photographer's row. Smart play by Malone. Utah up 6. They have led since the second quarter. Blazers ran off 7 straight to grab a 4-point lead, and then Utah rallied with an 8-0 run.
Good play, Pippen.
Blazers trying to get numbers up the floor. Scotty, a little show and go. Blazers within 4.
Favorite play going, and Pippen stepped in, stole it, came back and scored, and then picks up the foul against Russell.
And that is the 5th against the Blazers, so it will result in free throws for Utah.
Pippen did not agree. 3rd against him.
Russell averaging 13.6 in the playoffs, and he's got a dozen tonight.
First 2 here in the 3rd.
Russell to the deck, and Damon called for the foul.
No, foul Russell.
I beg your pardon, Russell.
Russell stopped moving his feet. On the screen, he's going to lean, and then he falls to the floor, hoping he can draw the foul.
Coming up on the 4-minute mark, 3rd quarter. Ron Russell with a kickball, and the shot clock reset to 14. Pippen leading the way for the Blazers with 17.
Well, they want to come back down to Steve Smith, try to get him going. They've been doubling Smith, keeping him from getting shots in the air. They call a foul. Jeff Hornacek with a push.
That'll be 3 against Hornacek and the 15 foul against Utah. So Smith to the line to shoot 1 plus the penalty.
But Portland's going to have to grind this win out. And, they just have to make their minds up to that. That this is not going to be an easy win. They're going to have to, get in there and do whatever it takes and push and shove to try to get control of the ball game. Because the Jazz are not going to allow it to be a free-flowing, easy affair as Portland experienced in games 2 and 3.
Brian Grant will check in. This game somewhat reminiscent of Game 4 against Minnesota as Steve with an uncharacteristic miss from the line. Blazers trailed by 9 on the road at Minnesota. But the Blazers did rally to close the Wolves out in 4. Malone with 8 to shoot against Rasheed. Olden Polynice offensive rebound blocked by Wallace. And a foul call. Olden Polynice, sit down and shut up. You're bothering me.
I can't believe, Pete, that you're getting into the game here. I mean, these officials.
No, I'm not mad at the officials. I'm mad at Olden. Just sit down and shut up. You don't want anything yet. Polynice barking at Pippen, barking at the crowd. Brian Grant in for Arvydas Sabonis. Detlef Schrempf in for Scottie Pippen. Polynice 1 of 2 and sticks his tongue out at the crowd. Smith in the lane. Jump hook.
Strength in this series has been their bench, but so far tonight, the bench has not been able to pack the punch for them. First 2 points here in the second half for the Portland bench.
Isley in for Stockton. Going for a screen roll.
Well, he likes to come off the screen and look for the shot. It wasn't there. And Pollinace and the Jazz get the rebound. Pollinace, though, lost control of it.
Damon on a push. Damon doubled and a jump ball call. Timeout called. 2:45 to go, third quarter. Blazers within 4. It's 59-55, Utah. Quarter, but Olden Pollinace keeping Utah in the lead.
Well, Pete, maybe I will let you talk about your favorite friend, Olden Pollinace, but Pollinace, the shot that he can consistently make, and has been his shot has been the jump hook. And if you lay the ball out in front of him, he's certainly capable of knocking shots, but he got a couple of those jump hooks going in the first half, and I really think that gave him some confidence. He's been looking to try to score the ball, kneeling without the ball, so he has been a factor in the game, and it's true with any player. You let them get a few shots and a few of their favorite shots to go in, they grow ahead.
Pollinace coming off a double-double, 12 points, 11 rebounds, as you see Bob Whitsitt and Paul Allen watching the action. Armin Gilliam into the ball game.
Well, Jerry Sloan does not come back with a lot of the reserves, but he comes back with enough of them to spell a couple key players, Stockton and Pollinace. Lewis in the ball game for Russell, and Armand to get him in. And that means they're a small team in the middle.
Damon. His three is through. Blazers within 1. Isley had a nightmare second quarter, offensively and defensively. Lewis, the rookie, alone against Brian Grant. Isley can't control the rebound. I thought that was off of Isley, apparently off of Brian Grant.
Well, they could call a foul on Grant over the top. Hold on Damon Stoudemire, so it's going to be a 2-shot violation. Isley will go to the line.
Damon his third, and again, when a foul is committed before the ball is inbounded, whether or not a team is over the foul limit, it's 2 shots.
He hooked him, trying to keep him from making that quick break, and got caught.
Isley, the Iron Man for the Utah Jazz. He has the third longest consecutive games played streak in the NBA behind A.C. Green and Michael Finley, who's appeared in 361 straight regular season games. 2 for Isley, and it's back to a 3-point game.
Isley shooting the ball well from the free throw line, but not from the field, and his confidence has really been shot.
Detlef trying to go glass, trying to tip it. Rasheed is there. Damon, a 3 again. Inside of 2 minutes to go, third quarter. Gilliam against Brian Grant.
He likes to hook it. Nice block, Wallace.
Rasheed got a piece of it, ball loose. Schrempf tackled and a foul called on Isley.
Good try by Isley to come back and make a save. I mean, there were 2 good defensive plays by the Trailblazers. And the last one, Isley trying to make the save. Gilliam not ready to handle it. And then he's trying to come back in and poke it away. Detlef Schrempf will go to the line. But it's been a huge third quarter for Portland in terms of scoring the ball. They get back in it to make it a ball game.
Remember, the Blazers just 14 points in the second quarter. Schrempf now with 3 on the night. Blazers trailed by 8 at the break. And in this series, Utah has struggled in the fourth quarter, averaging only 17. But Schrempf, 1 of 2 from the line. lead Utah. Hornacek lost it in the middle, but Gilliam was right there. Clock at 5. Hornacek. Steve Smith trying to track it down, and Damon Stoudemire a little too much mustard on the fastball.
Well, again, Paul Allen's mom gets the brunt of that. The last time that happened, she broke her wrist, and hopefully she's okay, sitting in the front row.
Blazer trainer Jay Jensen will go over and make sure that Faye Allen is okay. Inside of a minute to go, third quarter. Gilliam stumbling through. Rasheed says it's not my foul. It is Steve Smith's.
The Hammer has had a tough time getting into it. Faye Allen knows that front row is a great seat, but not always the best seat. She seems to be okay.
Gilliam 2 of 6 from the free throw line in the series. Jock Vaughn is in. Jeff Hornacek is out. I don't know if Steve Smith and Faye Allen had been introduced prior to that meeting, but they're acquainted now. Gilliam with a couple of bricks. Blazers can tie or take the lead with a long one. Smith against Isley. Rasheed is open. All even at the Rose Garden. Rasheed did a little jig of joy at midcourt. 7 difference between the two clocks. 20,000 plus on their feet at the Rose Garden. Brian Grant, the foul against Karl Malone for Brian is third.
Well, the Jazz have had a chance to hang on to the lead because of the free throw line. They have not been able to cash in, along with the chance to put them back on top from there.
A good solid 12 seconds from Karl Malone. 4 of 6 from the free throw line tonight. Karl Malone used to be a very poor free throw shooter, and then he began the ritual of talking to himself at the line. Unfortunately, he needs to trim a few words from his script. He's illegal in taking the free throw. It's too much time, but 2 for the mailman, and that's the Utah lead. Off the ball, whistled by Bennett Salvatore, and Bennett says to Howard, be quiet. And Howard continuing to jaw with Bennett Salvatore. Steve Smith back to the line.
It's just a rough matchup for Isley, though, because Smith is so much bigger and stronger, and, you know, if you play it right, you walk a small guy like that down underneath the basket, you turn around, he's in very bad position. All they can do is body and try to hold and slide you out. If you get caught, you're at the free throw line. Smith misses the first.
Can pull the Blazers within 1. Brian Grant keeps it live. Steve Smith
Out of bounds.
couldn't save it. Utah basketball, and Steve Smith visiting with everybody around the floor tonight. Utah will take the lead to the fourth quarter. Isley. Rasheed trying to save it. Quarter over. Blazers have pulled within 2. They trailed by 9 in the third quarter. They're within 2 heading to the fourth quarter. We're heading into the fourth quarter. But as you pointed out, Steve, a big quarter for the Blazers, doubling the output in the third of what they had in the second.
They're in the ball game now. They've got 12 minutes to play, and now they got to remember how they got back into the ball game. Tremendous offensive quarter for the Trailblazers. 11 of 17, 65%. and making shots makes up for a lot of deficiencies. Stockton comes back out on the floor with Karl Malone, Isley, Gilliam, and Quincy Lewis.
In this series, the fourth quarter has belonged to the Blazers, averaging 24 points, and Utah averaging 17. And the sixth man will play a role here tonight. The Blazers looking to close out the Utah Jazz. If Utah should hang on for the win, it's back on an airplane Thursday night. It'll be the Blazers and the Jazz in a game 6. Greg Anthony, his second foul of the night.
Got to pick your spots when you're trying to make that play, and when you're right in front of the official, you're probably not going to get it.
Stockton and Isley, the backcourt duo for the Jazz. Malone, Lewis, and Gilliam, the front line. Stockton's floater. Chavez the rebound. Brian Grant wants to post up. Better position against Malone. And Malone swats it away from Brian.
Now, Malone has been great at that throughout his career. You show him the ball, his hands are so quick, usually he'll get the ball. A lot of players think he's fouling, but through the course of his career, he's made that play more times without a foul than he has with. Gilliam looking for a shot. Short.
Wide open, Greg Anthony the rebound. Half of the Blazer turnovers a direct result of Utah Jazz steals. Blazers clearing out the side. Scotty nearly threw it away. Schrempf to the baseline. And he was escorted out of bounds by Armin Gilliam. Foul against Gilliam is his second.
Now,
first Utah foul.
Pippen's got to look at this. Even though you end up with a push by Armin Gilliam, he's got Howard Isley on him. You cannot allow Howard Isley to play. Malone comes back, makes this deal, helps out.
Blazers had the mismatch, but Malone came over.
Well, with a little nod of the head, Stockton was looking for the pick and roll. They never got it set. 9 on the clock. Slip.
Malone short, Gilliam there with the tip. Schrempf against the rookie Lewis.
Another mismatch. Sabonis against Gilliam. Can't play with him. Gilliam the foul.
Gilliam, 2 quick fouls, 3 on the night. And
second team, but I mean, you know, Gilliam knows he can. He got a little pork chop trying to reach in. That's his complaint, is Sabonis protecting the ball.
Pippen against Isley, and as Detlef Schrempf was trying to step through the lane, he got whacked by Quincy Lewis. So very quickly, Steve, Utah has picked up 3 team fouls in the first minute 54 of the fourth quarter.
Well, remember in the second quarter, Portland was at the penalty at 8-10, but did not take advantage of it. So if they get in the penalty, they've got to make it work for them. They've got to continue to drop the ball inside. Isley's trying to poke it away. He pushes it back the other way. Well, the Jazz came to play. They're diving on the floor.
Chavez against the shot clock. Ryan Grant, offensive rebound and a loose ball foul call.
Oh, that was it.
It's been a nightmare night for Isley. Utah already with 4 team fouls, 9:50 to go in the game. Blazers.
Everybody's saying we are so close to the bonus with all this time left. We have got to use it to our advantage. Pound the ball inside, go inside, get that foul and go to the line as much as possible. You guys were talking about it, and everybody in the whole joint saying, do it now. Let's get to that line, fellas.
Blazers have not lost at home in the playoffs. Jazz have not won on the road. Blazers want to make sure that those 2 streaks remain intact. Schrempf. Scotty, offensive rebound. Out of bounds to Utah.
Pippen right there took maybe a little bit too long on the release and got it blocked, and Dunleavy coming unglued over there. He thought his guy had fouled.
9.5 to play.
wide open and they missed him. One of the rare times that Stockton will miss a guy that open.
Malone with 5 on the shot clock. Malone with 21, and as we pointed out at the top of the show, in last year's Game 6 here at the Rose Garden, as you look at the fourth quarter field goal shooting, it was a rough night for Malone, but he has been strong tonight. Arvydas against Polynice.
Big effort by Grant, but he couldn't control the ball, and the Jazz run out of it. Portland's got to get some people back.
Malone.
They're going to count the heat, then they're going to get a foul.
Greg Anthony and Stockton got tangled. And now Karl Malone with words for the officials.
He's saying you got to count the ball. That's what they're talking about.
No baskets has Bennett Salvatore. Foul against Greg Anthony. That'll be his third and the second Portland foul.
Another conference here. We'll see if that comes out of that. Now, if you'll see the play, and if they call a foul there, then there's no shot. If they call it any later than that, then it's a good buck. Now, it's a good call by Salvatore.
Bennett said to Karl Malone, don't mess with me, one more word, and it's a T. So Utah with a fresh shot clock. Stockton to the baseline. Polynice. Malone. A pinpoint pass from Pippen to Schrempf. What a pass by Scotty in traffic. Blazers win it forward. Stockton, clock at 5, Brian Grant to steal. Pippen to Brian Grant. Blazers within 2. They're on their feet at the Rose Garden. Malone.
Knee high that time. Malone was not going to be kept from getting out of it. Came hard to the rim. Sabonis on his feet. But Grant made a great play to step around and poke that one away and to finish on the other end to get their crowd on the feet.
Chavez on the post up against Polynice. In traffic. Yes, sir! Chavez looking for a foul. 5 minutes gone by, fourth quarter. Chavez clearly there. Foul on Russell. Blazer ball when we come back. Timeout has been called. Blazers trailing the Jazz 69-67. Portland on the comeback. Now, since it's an offensive foul, it does not count as a team foul. So again, Utah remains with 4 team fouls.
Well, what the Jazz are saying is, you know, how can your call be taken away from you? That's what they were questioning.
Now, Ted Bernard had blocked, and Hugh Hollins had charge.
There's a foul here.
Polynice ran down Greg Anthony. Polynice, his third. And so, that is the 15th foul against Utah. Blazers shooting 1 plus the penalty from here on out. All 6 minutes and 35 seconds. Greg Anthony strong in games 1 and 2 with 25 points in the first 2 games of the series, but just 9 in games 3 and 4 in Utah. And the new father on the scoreboard for the first time tonight. Rasheed to come in at the next dead ball. Detlef Schrempf with a foul. Rasheed Wallace back in. Brian Grant will sit down. Bryant, 4 points, 4 rebounds.
The Trailblazers are gambling on any pick-and-roll situation that involves Olin Paulus. They're leaving him as Wallace comes back in to try to tighten up things against Karl Malone. They double Malone.
That leaves Russell open for 3.
Big tip.
Karl Malone got inside, and Utah back in front.
Big hit went up and hit it in the right spot. Puts everybody back in their seat.
Sabonis wants it against Polynice.
8 on the clock.
Sabonis faces up and hits it in. Malone fouled by Rasheed as Karl shook loose.
Pippen is down.
On the baseline in front of the Blazers bench, and I did not see that.
Wallace saw it, and that's
why he committed the
grabbed.
foul. Fans reacting to what they're seeing on the big screen. And Scottie Pippen remains down. And the Blazers have now called timeout. But you see Scottie Pippen gets elbowed.
Well, he got on a collision underneath. He got hit, and then he got hit by Sabonis. And Sabonis' shot may be the one that sent him to the floor.
Blazers forced to call a timeout. 5:36 to go. We're all even. It's 71. Garza looking on with concern, but Scottie up off the deck as, again, watch Karl Malone's elbow.
The shot comes when they push off and their heads come together. It's a bonus, and Scottie Pippen that makes the collision.
Ron Russell knocks over Schrempf, no call. And Utah back in front. Damon Stoudemire will check in at the next dead ball. Sabonis against Polynice. 9 to shoot. Arvidas says, I'll take it myself. Gets stripped of the ball, and they go to the line to shoot 2. And shots, what's up with Scottie?
Thanks, Pete. You know, he looks pretty darn good sitting on the bench right now, very lucid, moving around. But while he was laying on the floor, he was really squeezing the fingers of trainers and team doctors as if he had lost some feeling. One of the Blazer team doctors said that he actually got popped in the back of the neck, and that kind of attributes why he was like a little bit of a stinger, why he just had lost some feeling. But he's looking pretty good on the bench, still tended to by Jay Jensen. We're not sure if he'll come back in yet, guys.
Well, it was almost a whiplash effect. When he was in, locked up with Malone and came off of Malone, and Sabonis misses 2 free throws, his head hit the head of Arvidas Sabonis, and that's what sent him to the floor. Pick and roll.
And Scottie walks to the scorer's table.
9 on the clock. Malone's going to try to come across, lost his balance. And a good defensive play by Rasheed Wallace.
Schrempf in the middle.
Oh, my. Tough miss.
And Stockton to save. Schrempf wanted a foul call, but
that's one Schrempf should have made. You know, if he gets fouled, it should have been a 3-point play, but he was right there and should have finished that play.
Polynice fumbles it out of bounds.
A series of timeouts, and that saves Boaty. And a little nervous moment as they're both at the rim and they don't finish. Sabonis looking for some instructions from Dunleavy. Portland should be the looser of the two. They've got games to play with. The Utah Jazz, they know lose and go home, and they've felt this tension before. Looking for Sabonis, 12 on the clock.
Damon gets by Stockton. Rasheed with the miss. And again, Utah able to clear the backboard. Malone. Blocked by Rasheed. Oh, what a play by Rasheed Wallace. Inside of 4 minutes to go. Scotty, a three for the lead. Steve Smith nearly a steal, but Utah has the ball and a 2-point lead.
Yeah, on Stockton and Malone in a pick-and-roll situation. This isn't bread and butter. They're going to try to get a score out of it for sure. Russell.
It's a 2. Brian Russell, who had 10 points in the second quarter, with 16 on the night, and it's a 4-point Utah lead as we come up on 3 minutes to go. Damon around the Sabonis screen. Rasheed. Nothing falling for the Blazers right now, and a loose ball foul. Utah holding Polynice. Talking in animated fashion to Ted Bernhardt, referee Ted Bernhardt.
Says, let go, we got a 4-point advantage. They both go in the air, and if Pippen got squeezed in between, gets a fortunate call. Should have been a no call either way. Now, those that have been on Ted Bernhardt all night ought to be maybe tapping Pitt's head on the back as he gives Pippen a chance to put Portland 2 points closer.
Blazers have struggled from the free throw line 65% tonight. In the series, they have been shooting 76%.
And the ball is going to stay in Stockton's hands. They're going to try to set everything up. Malone, Stockton, and play out of it. 11 on the shot clock. Illegal D.
It is Rasheed Wallace with an illegal defense. I believe that's the first call against Utah, so they'll get the ball with 14 on the shot clock.
Now this is playoff basketball. Everybody's on their feet. It's a 2-point ball game. As you get Rasheed Wallace camped in the lane right at the corner of your pitcher. Malone coming to the rim.
Forced to fire on the move. Scotty against Russell, had it stripped. Damon from 3. Brian Grant in traffic.
Fouled it up. Brian Grant, big effort that time by Grant.
Utah screaming for basket interference, but no call. 75 all, 2 minutes to go. Malone against Rasheed. Brian Grant the double. Russell's floater. Brian Russell has been strong tonight. 18 for Flying Brian.
Trying to come to Steve Smith against Hornacek.
Steve Smith
gets over the ball.
Lost it on the way in. Pippen trying to draw a charge. Blazers with 16 turnovers and 3 here in the quarter. Malone against Brian Grant. It's the fadeaway. Blazers looking to tie. Pippen all the way.
Foul Brian Grant.
And an offensive foul called against Brian Grant.
Ran down Brian Russell. So Russell, the hero of the moment, making the shots and then getting in the way of Brian Grant, who ran right through him. You see Grant right here. Now watch, he's just going to keep tracking. And a good block by Russell to get the foul.
Blazers in need of a stop inside of a minute to go. Russell thought about a 3. Malone with a head of steam. And a 4-point Utah lead.
Of all the shots that he missed, and this was just as tough. That one.
47 47.9 to go with 47.9 as you get a look at Scotty's line tonight, flirting with a triple-double.
Now, Portland's in a position now where they're fighting the time. They're down here. It's a two-possession situation for them. Utah Jazz want Portland to use a bunch of time in trying to get this score. Portland's trying to get this one quickly as you take a look at the timeout situation.
Blazers with just one full timeout left. That's all. Rasheed against Malone. And Rasheed Wallace calls the Blazers within two.
If you're the Jazz, you're going to take as much time on this possession as you can. Portland's got to make this shot come up from the outside, knowing that they're going to get one more shot. It's about a 12-second game shot clock differential.
Brian Russell.
Russell passed up a wide open shot, stopped it short.
Missing a three. Scotty digs out the rebound. And the Blazers call their final timeout. 12.6 to go. Blazers will shoot for a tie. When we come back, they're down two.
Down by two, 12.6. You got to give yourself two chances to win the ball, to tie the ball game up. Let's go down to hand shots.
They want good clock management, guys. No timeouts left for the Portland Trail Blazers, and obviously they want to work it inside. Look for somebody like Sabas to get it. Mike's looking at him as a safety valve as well if they've got to work it in and get it back into him. 12 seconds is a lot of time to get that first look and then a putback, guys.
All right, here we go, 12.6. Blazers don't have a timeout. They had to beat the 5-second count to inbound the basketball. Scotty's going to crank a three. It's through! Scotty Pippen, a big-time three. Timeouts remaining. And Bob Whitsitt knows the Blazers are now 7.3 seconds away, as do Paul and Faye Allen, from advancing to the Western Conference Finals. How clutch is this? Pippen, the pump fake, and delivers a three. And sends 20,000 into a jig of joy. Brian Russell living up to his nickname, fighting on the pump fake. And Scotty, who had been shooting only 25% from downtown in the series, gives the Blazers their first lead of the second half at 80-79. Has 7.3 to respond. They don't need a three. Any shot will do.
They're in the same position as the Trailblazers are now. I mean, they've got to get a shot in the air and try to give themselves a chance to tie or go ahead, and they've got to give themselves two chances to do it. Portland, unfortunately, got the three from Pippen to go in to put them ahead by one and throw all the pressure back on Utah with this final possession. Had it been the other way around and it was only a two, the Jazz would hold the ball and play for the final shot of the game and go into overtime.
And shots?
Man, guys, I have never seen this intense of a huddle as far as the Blazers are concerned. Everybody down on one knee around Dunleavy and talking about stopping that pick and roll. Malone, Stockton, can they pull it off one more time? That's all the guys are talking about. Play great help defense. Shift if you have to. Cut off the baseline and take away that pick and roll, guys.
Stockton, Hornacek, Malone, Isley, and Brian Russell. The five for Utah. And Mike Dunleavy tinkering with the lineup here. Stacey Augman's going to come in. Schroeder, Wallace, Pippen, and Greg Anthony. Stockton. Brian Russell was fouled. With 3 seconds to go, Russell to the line. for 2 shots.
That's a heck of a play, and Russell comes out of it numb as a hard foul, but Stockton comes down the lane and breaks down the defense as Greg Anthony fell to the floor. The little slide, Pippen's going to come in and make sure he doesn't get a chance to get it away. And the Utah Jazz take a timeout, which is going to give Portland at least a chance to gather. Should he make both free throws, they have 3 seconds to try to finish this off. They have to come the full length of the floor because they have no timeouts left. Now, Russell has been the pressure guy, and it will be the most important free throws that Russell has shot in his career right now.
2 of 2 tonight, 70% for the series. And Mike Dunleavy drawing up a play in the event that Russell should hit both.
Now, the first one is the most important one for Russell. If he can get the first one, then he can think, relax, and put them ahead. Here's where the tension comes. And everybody's trying to come in, get a word in with Brian Russell.
Brian Russell, 7th-year man out of Long Beach State. Blazers trying to get Brian Grant into the ball game.
Now, the Grant is, Russell is complaining about somebody right in front of him at the free throw line. And I don't know whether it's the balloons or what it is. The balloons are okay.
Someone was ringing a big old bell down there earlier, and I think that might have been what Russell was upset about.
Should have made the free throw. Wrong is high.
The reaction of the crowd will show you and tell you the result. The Blazers are on their way to the Western Conference Finals. Pippen foul. Brian Russell. And perhaps the most improbable ending to a ball game you will ever see. Missing 2 free throws.
Well, if you're Pippen, you make and miss. The Jazz want a timeout. If you're Pippen, do you make both and put them in a position where they will have a timeout and one more chance at a 3 to tie the ball game?
1.7 is the time remaining on the clock. Blazers up 80-79. The man of the moment is Scottie Pippen. His 3 gave the Blazers the lead.
Now Pippen right here is saying, do I make it, do I miss it? And, this is what you got to think, because the Jazz have got to get the ball and get a timeout. And the clock is going to run as soon as it hits the rim.
And Utah with 1.5.
So they have one more crack at it. Pippen was trying to miss, but didn't miss good enough.
1.5 to go. Blazers up 2.4 to advance to the Western Conference Finals. Utah with 1 timeout left, so if they have difficulty inbounding the basketball, they have that as a fallback position.
Well, the most dangerous guy on the floor now is Jeff Hornacek. He is great in making tough shots and a quick release, so you got to keep him from catching the ball. Let anybody else catch it and shoot it, and give them the shot. As long as it's not a 3-point shot, give them the shot. Do not foul Jeff Hornacek.
Blazers take their delay of game warning as Schrempf over the sideline as Russell tried to inbound. Malone to Russell. It's over! It's over! The Blazers have won! Confetti rains down. Pippen burying the hatchet. They had harsh words in Game 4. Handshakes now after Game 5. Reminiscent of the scene a year ago, the Blazers celebrating a win, a closeout win over the Utah Jazz at the Rose Garden. Scottie Pippen, it was his triple that gave the Blazers the lead, and she's with Annie.
Scottie Pippen, it was just an awesome three-pointer, and this is the crowd really at its best. What were you thinking when you pulled the trigger?
Well, I knew we wanted to get a shot up. We only had 12 seconds, so I didn't really want to take that shot, but they overplayed Rasheed, and, you know, if he let me stand out here and shoot, I think I got a good chance of making it, and that's what he did.
Okay, you wanted your game to do the talking today. You know the words with Paulies. You just came out and played hard. You let your game do all the talking, big fella.
Oh, yeah, that's what it's all about, you know. I may have taken things out of hand against me and Olin, but, you know, I apologized to him a minute ago, and, you know, we're going to go on.
Okay, Western Conference Finals coming up. This has got to feel sweet.
But it feels great. I mean, this is a big win for us. You know, there's not a whole lot I can say. The way we came back in today's game, I mean, the guys showed some poise, and it's just a great win.
Congratulations, Scottie. Thanks for taking the time.
All right, and shots with Scottie Pippen. We've got a post-game show on the way. The Blazers return to the Western Conference Finals, courtesy of an 81-79 win over the Utah Jazz. Scottie Pippen with 23. Come on back.